So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, AOS, and thank you, Dr. Arvind, sir, for giving me this opportunity to be here on this podium. Now, my topic mainly is related to the plan of a research, like planning it. It is not in something kind of a very detailed thing. It is the main motto of this particular talk is to give an audience and give all the upcoming researchers an idea that how do you plan it, because until unless you don't plan something in a detailed manner before starting the research, at the end you may not end up in a meaningful research, or you may not end up in a meaningful result, or you may not end up in a meaningful publication. So the main important thing always from your research is to get a positive or a negative, anything, a positive or negative outcome, anything can be there, but the meaningfulness should be there in that outcome, and obviously that thing should add a kind of small new message into the already existing literature. So we should always plan research first, and then go ahead with the detailed thing, as has been mentioned in multiple other talks. So I'll go ahead with these six wonderful questions, like why, what, who, where, when, and how. So starting with the why. So whenever you see any clinical case, or you see a surgery, you see some modification, and you think that, okay, I should do some research. So first thing, that why should I do research on this particular thing, this particular topic, this particular subject, this particular case, anything it may be. Is it a common presentation which is reported very less? It is an uncommon presentation, or it's a unique case, or a multiple cases, or a different presentation, or a rare presentation, or something of a new investigative modality or a new treatment modality, something of that sort. If it is a surgical part, is a modification or a different outcome. So think first that why should I take up this particular case, or this particular topic, or this particular subject for a research. Once you get an answer that this is the reason, then you need to think that what shall I do in this particular topic? What shall I do about this particular case? So that will form your research hypothesis. Research hypothesis is very, 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 very important, because you need to think about it first, see into the textbook, read about it, discuss about it, clinical observation, everything will help you in understanding your research hypothesis. Then you do a averagely strong literature search. Obviously, everybody has time limitations, so you cannot do a very detailed literature search from point to point, but do an averagely strong literature search, because that will help you in searching for the lacunae. And then finally, you form a good research caution out of which the hypothesis arise. Then it comes the who, because you have planned that, okay, why I want to take up this particular thing, why I want to take, you answered that question, you have formed an hypothesis. Then obviously you need to understand that who are you going to do research on, because if you don't have a good patient base and you think, okay, I should do this some XYZ topic, but you don't see much cases over there in your institution or in your practice, then obviously that is not going to help you in doing a good research. So you need to think about that practical difficulty. Not every thought can be converted into a research. So look into the practical difficulties, that can you follow up the patient? Do you have a good patient base or not? Then obviously, where are you going to conduct that research? You are in an academic institution, in your medical college, government hospital, you are in some kind of semi-private hospital, in a charitable organization, in a single specialty private, or you have an independent clinic. Because you need a good technological backup, you need a sound theoretical backup, you also need a sound patient base. So these all things are required. They all things get modified with the location where you are working. So think about it. Obviously, when should you start the research? In your career, the best thing is as early as possible, like during your post graduation. And then as the graph of your career goes up, the chances of your research goes down on a detailed research, because you will have some or the other limitation with the upcoming or your changes in your career. So you try to start your publication, your research in the earlier days. Finally, when I put up all these topics and I form a flow chart, I would like to give you a small flow outline, that how finally are you going to start research. So you form a research team first, like your junior colleagues, your senior, your mentors. Form a team, because you cannot alone win the battle with the research. So you need to form a team, do a good literature search, divide the responsibilities among yourselves, among the team, catch the lacunae, and then form a research hypothesis, following which you need to look into the practical feasibility. Because till this point, that forming a research question, if you don't, if you have some limitation, if you think that okay, this thesis or this topic may not be feasible, then you have to leave that thing. You don't have to invest your time into this thing. You need to jump into the other topic. So look into the practical feasibility, plan a detailed methodology first in on paper, and then take the help of a statistician, form a good Excel sheet. Then finally, you go and decide upon the flow of your study in a very detailed manner. So try to plan your research before starting it, before enrolling the first patient. Plan your research properly. Prime importance, as Dr. Moria sir has already discussed, that it is the ethics. You need to keep your integrity on. You need to keep your ethics on, because NEJM or Lancet, what they have retracted is just the tip of the iceberg. We all know and we all practically see that there are ample number of researches, publication which are of no values, not done properly, does not add any meaningful outcome. So it is on you who are going to do the research, that you maintain an ethical integrity, then only you will have a good research outcome. So give time to your planning, and always remember this final equation: a well-planned research and a good ethical consideration will going to add into a meaningful publication. So our aim should be a meaningful publication with a good message, which you add into literature, which you will remember for the history. Thank you very much.